Thanks for tuning in, viewers around the world. My name is Mark Godwin Iweajuwa, and you're here on our Friday Global World Affairs. What we do, like we say, is we bring all these news together, try to make a sense out of it. We put into perspective issues as it concerns us, Africans in diaspora and back home. So you're welcome to News Echoes Friday Update. Joining me as we do normal is my colleagues and friends from different parts of the world. In faraway Toronto, Canada is Sir George Chukwu.
Good morning, Godwin, and good morning, viewers from around the world. Welcome to our show today. It's going to be a great
Welcome to our show. Listen, yes. Hold on there, hold on tight, wait, hold on. But let's bring all this. Let's bring our great partners to the program. Bidi Nana from Lagos, Nigeria. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Massive Mike, Sir George. Our viewers all around the world, thanks for joining us again. Let's do it like always.
Let's do it like always. And we can't do it like always without that elderly touch, you know, where you have that senior man in our midst. It brings out beauty. So in Lagos, Nigeria is Ogbeni Olayinka Raji. You're welcome to Friday World Affairs.
Good morning. Good morning, Massive Mark, and good morning, viewers around the world.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning. Guys, gentlemen, senior men, let's do something quick before we go into the main news. Yesterday was my very good friend, Sir George Chukwu's birthday. And because we didn't come online, we couldn't do anything. Yes, yesterday. So, but before you say anything, listen to this small snippet, small thing the studio has for Sir George. Sir George, the Lord bless us.
Happy birthday, Sir George.
Happy birthday, Sir George. Yeah, Roger, go ahead.
No, I'm just wishing him happy birthday.
Okay.
May his beard stay white.
Yeah, Sir George, we wish you happy birthday. We wish you every good thing that life has for you. We pray that bigger you will begin to manifest as you celebrate today. We appreciate your presence. We've learned a lot from you, and we just want to say we love you. Happy birthday.
Wow. Thank you. Viewers, is that not beautiful? BD has cropped it all. Thank you, BD. So again, let's do this. Let's put that small thing to crop it. Yes, Sir George, all the best. Thank you also for coming through this morning. Guys, a lot is happening, as you all know, and we're here to make sense of all the noise, so much noise. Before we go into the news proper, into our update, let's do some recap and follow-up to what has happened during the week. Just yesterday, gentlemen, lady, we were watching something. The Minister of Works, Nigeria, now we're back in Africa. The Minister of Works for Nigeria, Minister Dave Omai, says that the Lagos Calabar Coastal Plan, that highway that was planned to be built, will now revert its, they said, gazetted alignment between kilometers 16 and 25. So what that is meaning is there's going to be a new arrangement. So that proposal to route the Lagos Calabar from a point of kilometer 16 to 25 has been reverted. So they will not do that arrangement again. They are now coming to an old arrangement. Why? Because it says there are concerns of MTN to Africa, to telecom companies, cable that passes through those lines. And that also being said, we want to ask, first of all, let me hear from you all. Did you hear the news last night, George? They are not doing that same plan again.
What about the all the buildings that they tore down by the beach? What's happening with that?
Hot question.
Is that the question? Is that the area?
That's the area. Hot question.
Okay,
Raji,
so they're gonna revert back to the back instead of doing it through the front. Is that what you're trying to report?
Yes,
okay.
that's what.
What was our question? Do you remember our question at the very beginning? Why the haste? Why the haste? Why would they start from that area? What was their main interest in destroying those infrastructure that belong to a certain people? And then all of a sudden, after they have already torn it all down and never answered the question, why the haste? Now they're going to reroute it again. Don't you see what is going on?
Don't you all see what is going on? We see, George. We see with you.
No, seriously, this is very demonic. Very demonic. This is what you call an internal systemic anti-Southeast operation, orchestrated by some who what they call Umahi is a fool, if you ask me, for having come out in the very beginning when all questions were asked. Why are we hurrying about this? Why are we trying to tear down this a particular place with all the noise being made? Now, why did they not go? Online encourage you were the one who pointed out this old route.
We want to hear. We want to hear from Raji now. Raji,
you brought that map on this news here, saying why did they revert from here and go in front to destroy those infrastructure? Now they're going back. No, you explain to us what is going on. Online encourage.
Yes, then BD will talk. Raji, let's make sense of what's going on.
You see, I'm so sad. I'm so sad that even
Raji's line is gone off. Maybe they blocked the reverting also affected Raji's line. Oh boy, BD, let's give us this whole thing. Let's make sense of what's happening, BD.
Yeah, David Umar came on air yesterday to announce that they are reverting to the old route of that Calabar Coastal Highway, that they are going to revert from kilometer 16 to 25 of the 47-kilometer highway and revert to the gazetted alignment of normal. You know, if you remember when we talk about this thing, first time we talk about it, I said, this coastal rail has been a federal government plan for a very long time. And this thing started from Lekki road routes. But now this government came and decided to change the routes totally. And people were talking about changing this route will cost us a lot of money. And which is true, cost us a lot of money, because this is not going to be a year or 2 years, even 10 years project. This is going to, is only government that is as serious that can achieve this within 10 years. Now people said, why not start from Calabar when there's not a lot to lose? They refused. You remember me saying that this project is a witch hunting project. And it's so unfortunately that anytime they want to get to the Igbos, they actually use the Igbos to make it look like it's nothing. Do you understand? David Umaya is actually a tool in the hands of federal government to achieve this they actually wanted to do. They actually wanted to do. So they are using it to get at the Igbos. Now they've destroyed a lot of things, a lot of money has gone, and now they said they are going back to the normal route.
Wow.
They are going back to the normal route after they have taken a lot of over 5,000 Nigerians out of work. They've displaced more than 2,000 Nigerians. They've destroyed projects and business worth billions. Now they are going back to, because they've achieved their single aim. Their single aim is to destroy landmark business. Igbo man business. No, if somebody don't want to say, someone has to say it. That was their primary achievement, and they've achieved that, so they're going back to the real
Yes, I won't say Igbo man business, Igbo man target altogether, because a lot of people were also affected, both Yorubas and South.
Massive Mike, yes.
Sorry, let's hear Raji.
Yes.
Raji, go ahead.
Sorry, I do not think it is a matter of witch hunting a particular ethnic group. I do not think so, and I wouldn't want to think so. In fact, I'm afraid to think so. But is it the problem? The problem with most of us Nigerians, do we actually know the route? Has the government shown us the route exactly? Because we are all talking out of context.
No, I'm not talking out of context. I'm talking about
also please let me learn, please. Also that even the process of beginning that route of that road was shrouded in secrecy. Up to now, not all of us know exactly what route was gazetted, what route they are going to take, and why it should be a coastal road in the first instance. A coastal road means that it's going to go through the coast. How many people live on the coast? How many people will be going on that road? Since it's a coastal road, devoid from Kinim. Meanwhile, as BD had mentioned, the plan has been long in planning. It is part of the West African East-West road that has started from that has gone through Ghana, Togo, Benin, through Badagry, and is now joined to us. What has now become a controversy when it came to Nigeria and when it came to. If you look at the amount of buildings that are going to go down the road because of that road, there are already about 2,000 residences built for demolition. What is so important about the road that will destroy the livelihood and living quarters of people? What is there?
What is there?
For a country as poor as we are at this moment to want to deploy 15 trillion to a road, it's madness. Ab initio. But
okay.
I won't want to put it as a witch hunting against a particular ethnic group. Like yes, I said, I'll be even afraid to think it.
Even though it looks like so, but
yes,
it's not that's not the thing. Because I have heard, no, George, really, I have seen a community of Southwest Lagosians from those part of Lagos that came
more than 2,000 of them
as a group to vent their anger, to lay claims to some very, very disturbing things they were doing to their community as a result of this road construction. Cool. So it's not just landmark and the Igbo thing.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Okay. Number one, why is it shrouded in secrecy? You asked that question. Why is it shrouded in secrecy? What is the aim of the secrecy of this whole entire entire road? Okay, all the questions and all the allegations that were being made originally when all these things were being hastened to get started for no reason whatsoever. For no reason. Why the haste? Slow down. Can't we just discuss this before you start destroying all this? They came to give their reasons and they concretized that reason as the main reason why we cannot wait. We need to get started. Now, after they destroyed billions of dollars, get a lot of people out of work. This is exactly the same thing that happened when Tinubu came in power. Blabbered his mouth about a fuel subsidy without any thinking about the consequences. How can we maintain this? And then we are still suffering that thing today. All of a sudden, all the old roads were not being, renovated. All the old roads are not being patched. All the old roads are still there. You want to put $15 trillion to bring a project that would destroy a lot of lives and destroy a lot of, the economy of Nigeria, and you become obstinate when questions were being asked. After destroying those businesses, now you revert back. Come on, this is a joke.
When we know what it is. When a president's ego is brought into a process, everything changes. And I'm sorry to say, I'm not even sorry to say, Tinubu has a very brutal ego. He has been made to think that he's an emperor, and anything that you say against him is taken as an affront. He had better humble himself before he's humbled.
Massive Mike.
Yes, that's okay.
See, this project, this Calabar Lagos highway is one of the biggest projects Nigeria is handling in years. And how can you do such project without open bidding? There was no bidding on this project.
Yes.
Nothing.
And why is the rush? It's not like you want to finish that, start it to now, finish it next year.
Next.
Why the rush? Why do they choose? They just come up with a company to do it. This is taxpayers' money, and they are going to borrow. And it's like, we don't have the money that we're going to use to do this road already down. It's intended to be borrowed. Now you've destroyed lives. In Lagos now, a lot of people are out of job. A lot of people are out of houses. Do you understand? Now you're coming back telling us that you want to go back to the original route. It shows that these governments are so irresponsible.
Yes.
Because as a government, before you go into something, you plan.
You plan it.
Do you understand?
The question we ask is, didn't they know that there were lines, there are telecom lines, company equipment consulting firm of Africa, like they said, MTN. Didn't they know those lines crossed there?
If you listen to the first interview, if you listen to the first interview they had with the owner of Landmark, the man was explaining to them that before he came here, he had worked with Lagos State government, that they show that he has the roots, that this is the roots, that where they are coming, they don't need to come it. He showed, he came with it online. I said, this is the roots, that they don't need to come to where they are coming. They said no. And the intention was to take this road through Lagos Eco Atlantic. That was do you understand? Just to market and put the Eco Atlantic in the map. According to Mr. Raji said, our president just wants that thing he wants. He doesn't care who is affecting or who. Do you understand? Now, they've now looked at the routes they've created. They can't achieve what they want to do.
Yes.
Because it wasn't planned. It wasn't projected. Now they are going back to the former routes when you've destroyed lives.
Telling us that it's because of the telecom.
One of the things.
Okay.
Sorry, one of the things that shocked me was that by the time Umahi was making his first presentation, work has already started on the road, and they have done more than 1 kilometer. And I was wondering, when was this contract awarded? When did they start laying pipes? When did they do any access of any whatever on the road? Because they are building on shifting soil. They have already started. It will have taken them at least 6 months to get the soil test of the place before they start laying pipes. But they have already made more than 1 kilometer. It means that the road had been awarded long before it was made public.
Okay. So that's viewers, that's the Minister of Works, the Nigerian Minister of Works. He's called Dave Umahi. And in his statement yesterday, he said, we have mega IPP, which is to provide power to Africa cable and West African cable, and the plant power is expected to support the structure. Therefore, the new corridor that passes through that part of the road cannot have the submarine cables without power. So things will not function. So in that mode, we divert back to the original gazettes. Now, these are sweet words, but destruction has been done, wrong decisions, wrong moves. Our lives have been affected, like Didi is telling us. Companies have been shut down. Too many things have been scattered, all because of some clueless.
It shows how responsible, how shameless this government is.
Okay, gentlemen, we won't linger long on that. It's a sad story anyway, and we hope they get it well. But let's move on to what we come for on Fridays. Friday is our world affairs. And one strong news that took us all a surprise yesterday is the UK government announcing that they are set for election in July 4. The July 4th has been put aside as a time the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said there will be a national election to determine who governs UK. This is coming in the wake of a lot of problems in the UK. UK is going through some real strong situations. Sunak also said that yes, things can only get better if there is an election. So he has seen that things are not really going well. The far left party, the Labour Party, is in favor of winning. The Labour Party leader, Keir Starmer, says his party will bring some succor the people. So, gentlemen, I don't know if any of you have news on this. So this is what we're seeing. But listen to what I observed in the yesterday announcement. Listen to this, guys. The Prime Minister was making his address under heavy rain, but he stood there, made his address wet and everything, but he just had to do it. Now, when I look closely at Englishman's style of governance, I see some really hardline activities. You know, they come to their house seated on hard benches, bench that is real hard to sit on. They sit there, make hard decisions, take the country to. I think it's something Africa needs to emulate. We are too comfortable with our leadership. Our senators, our ministers, our governors, our president, everybody has so much relaxation when they are making policy. So that's why they do things also cluelessly, because you have all the comfort. There's food on the table, there's water to drink, there's everything. You see a pineapple, orange, pawpaw, everywhere. But these guys, the Englishman comes to make policy on hard bench, under the rain, wet, standing out there, but doing what he has to do. Gentlemen, this is my take on this whole thing. Yesterday, I was watching the Prime Minister of UK, Rishi Sunak, give his speech for election in July 4. I don't know if anybody has any more thing to say about that. We can just move on.
Well, anyway, the point is that it's sudden, number one. Number two is his government has been very unpopular. And I think also the opposition, they have done a massive, masterful work against him, but it's going to get worse.
Okay,
it's supposed to be going down. There is no hope that things will go up. Oh. But recently, there has been about 2 to 3% increase. That took place when it came to their economy. There was the increase in lower unemployment and all those little things that were happening. So now, if he does not call that election right now, they're anticipating that things will get worse, and the guarantee that he will ever win is getting slimmer. So the best thing for him to do is to do this what he did. And you know something, for him to stand there under that rain, with every UK person knowing exactly the worth of this man, is one of the second richest men in England. With that, believe me, this picture speaks 1,000 words. I'm telling you, this particular picture here, because it shows a man that is resilient, a man that doesn't care about his background, a man that doesn't care about his health. I am here to govern, and I'm here as your servant. Come rain, sunshine, or winter, I'm here to do my business. That's what that talks about there.
That's what talks about. BD, if it were a Nigerian lead politician, you will have 3 people holding umbrella, some people putting, all they will even shift the program inside. It won't be outside. But normally, the UK Prime Minister gives announcements outside. They don't do it inside. Okay, thank you, George. George.
Hello.
Yes.
Exactly. You have said it all. Even is a Nigerian leader, they will shift this event. It won't hold. Why would he stand on the rain to address you? For what now? His health, his well-being is better than the 2,000 lives of Nigerians. Do you understand? And now, you see why this man is doing that? Because the people he's governing are holding him accountable. You see, I'm beginning to blame Nigerians, because they say people get the kind of government they deserve, because we have failed in holding our leaders accountable. We don't even speak up. We don't even challenge them. We have become so complacent. Anything goes for us. So our leaders have no choice than to treat us anyhow. I'm telling you, that is it. Nigerians are getting what they are. Yeah.
Raji, is that true?
Yeah. First of all, perhaps we should realize that the Prime Minister was not elected. he became head of government because his party had a majority. So he now has to test his own popularity by an election. So let us remember that.
Okay,
that's why he has to go. Yes, that's why he has to go to. Yeah, but I agree with Sir George and Lady Bidi about you get the government that you deserve. Our people have become so docile. Some people say we are so resilient, but I think we have become so docile that we take any nonsense from the government. Otherwise, the simple rerouting, the fact that the government wants to spend 15 trillion on a road and will cause a lot of discomfort to the people and will cost the people a lot by demolitions and compensations, and there wasn't even enough uprising against that. Shows that I don't think the people are even concerned about how they are governed anymore. They are not concerned because they just live from day to day.
Yeah. That's it. Let's do one more Nigerian news because it's on the burner, and that's 4 years after dethronement, the Emir of Kano, Sanusi, is reinstated as Emir. Let's see that video. That's the Emir coming back to Kano yesterday at the airport, and being given the staff of office, that stick he holds on as the Emir. So 5 emirs were appointed by the former governor of Kano State. Kano is not of Nigeria, for viewers listening, watching us. The former governor Ganduji appointed his own emirs, but as at since Monday, the House came back to tell those 5 emirs they've been expelled. Taken off. So, and they now had to make a quick official signing of amendment of bill into law that also reinstated the Sanusi. They call him His Royal Highness Emir Sanusi Lamido. So Sanusi Lamido is back, and he now sits as the Emir of Kano, Nigeria.
Not yet.
So, guys,
Yeah, not just yet, because this morning I read that there was a court injunction stopping him from being reinstated. Now, the whole thing is all about dirty politics that we play in this country. And it's about the politics of the Emirate of Kano. No, the Kano Emirate is so large. And inside this is Rano, Bichi, and all the other 4 emirates that were created. Yes, so it's all politics. But I've always been against traditional rulers being under the thumbprint of politicians, because the moment you bring them into a traditional thing, you muddy the whole place. Yes, but still, I was surprised actually when during the week, earlier in the week, the current emir of Kano, Ado Bayero, was supposed to be on an official visit to Djibouti. When I saw that news, I knew that there were some movements that were being done about the state of Kano. But I spoke to a friend of mine in Kano yesterday and said every place is peaceful. The same way that Bayero came in is the same way that he's going back. And therefore, whatever happens is still in the hands of the government. But I do not like it that the government should be playing politics with our traditional institutions.
It's not good at all.
There's a court injunction stopping his statement. Yes.
Yeah. You see what is happening most times when I speak. You see, there's one style of governance that APC government has actually brought to Nigeria, and this is government of witch hunting, which is not good. Ganduche actually saw that Sanusi was dethroned, and now the present governor and the states assemble, they've sat, discussed, and they even called the emirs and asked them to vacate the seat, and which they agree and accepted by the state's law. Now, he was invited yesterday with a letter to restate him, and the court federal government court, Supreme Court now sent a court order to stop that restatement. And the court has actually stopped that restatement. You see, this is like what Mr. Raji said. This is really disgraceful to us by rights. Our leadership, our culture is supposed to supersede governance, because government is just 4 years, but emir is supposed to be a lifetime. Oba chief, as these people supposed to be a lifetime. But the way the governance is rubbishing our elders, it's not good. And I think that Kano State people and government should wake
our
up.
Traditional
Yeah.
institution.
Yeah, they should not allow this happen, because the Nigerian government should take their hands outside our traditional institution. Now the court has issued that court order. They've stopped the statements. So we're still waiting for the developing news.
We're still waiting for the developing news. Okay, guys, we too are waiting for the other side of our program. Let's come from on the other side. Thank you very much for all the details.
Schengen Story magazine is an African international bi-monthly magazine based in Milan, Italy, and founded in 2016. The publication focuses on personalities, fashion, style, entrepreneurship, and culture for Africans. Though articles on food, movies, fitness, music, travel, sports, technology, and books are also featured. Our lives full of best stories. A lot can happen in a month. Expand your mind, change your world. Get Schengen Story magazine's full editions. Celebrating Africans make an impact. Read better, the inside story. Your fashion magazine for a better lifestyle. Inspiring stories for you. Your monthly dose of entertainment. A better mind keeping you updated.
A better mind keeping you updated. And that's what we do here, keep you updated. Gentlemen, let's move on to more stories. There is a part of the world called New Caledonia. New Caledonia is, let's bring a map of that so we get our viewers to know what's going on in all parts of the world. So New Caledonia, that's a map of Australia. On the far right of that map is the New Caledonia. New Caledonia is a French territory. It comprises of dozens of islands in that South Pacific area. The New Caledonia is also known for its palm-lined beaches, beautiful beaches, marine life, rich lagoon, and so much natural vegetation around it. That part of the world, as you all know, is more like a virgin place. So, but it's been colonized by the French people. The French people have influenced that part, and they are almost like everywhere in New Caledonia. But what happened during the week is that New Caledonia have been having, it's even ongoing till now, there are strong uprising against anti-government laws. Let's see a clip from New Caledonia, and we'll come to the story. So from what you all can see, viewers, there has been riots in New Caledonia, deadly riots that broke out throughout the territory. It's coming because of a spark by an electoral change from the national government. 6 people so far have been killed, but as at this morning, we're hearing the numbers might increase. And the ongoing riot, the riot is still going on. Now, French president, since it's a French colony, French president is arriving there this morning hoping that he will put to rest what is happening. So, viewers, I don't know, George, are you there? New Caledonia uprising, real riots, 6 so far dead. They're burning stations, burning structures, facilities, everything is going down because there is a change in the electoral plan. We all know that. Go ahead, George.
It took him 12 hours to travel to that place, to this destination. And that's highly commendable, actually. I don't think any African president would do that. But anyway, what you're seeing is anti-French colonial system, crumbling from Africa and now extending to other parts of the world.
Okay.
And it is so sad that, what is really happening, because a group of people from the Kanak Island, the Kanak people actually were complaining that the new reform that they want to do would actually not give them the positive representation that they wanted. And this is why this is erupting here. And actually what you're seeing is anti-French colonial system sentiment. And it's rising in everywhere they turn. Everywhere they turn now. That sentiment is all over with the people they have been controlling. People are rising up to understand, that the system was actually messed up from the very beginning, and they're coming against it now. So that's an example of what you're seeing there. So if you cut off these people plus others that are already cut off from Africa, France is looking really bad. They're looking bad.
We all know that China, United States, France, Europe, all these countries they're always eyeing across the world, looking for where to mount their, their power. So I don't know how France went all the way. That part of the world used to be the English, Australia used to be English connected, but now France has its hold on some parts there too.
Yeah.
So
they were all scrambling for all these things for the longest. So
scrambling.
When Britain got Australia, these other countries started looking for all small islands they can, amalgamate.
Yes. Thank you, George. All right, guys. Also in the news from Europe is that Ireland, Spain, Norway say they recognize Palestine as a state, as a sovereign state. So this is coming up. It came up yesterday, and Dr. Godwin is not here. We are saying, what does this mean? What does this mean for geopolitics? What does this mean for so many other things? But the 3 European nations says they say they is in their best decision for lasting peace in the Middle East for them to recognize Palestinians as a state. So, and this goes against, like you all know, the United Nations plan.
United Nations.
Yes, United Nations doesn't recognize Palestinian as a state. Raji, what do you say about this?
No, I don't think it's the United Nations, it is US not wanting to recognize Palestine as a state. Because the moment you give a statehood to Palestine, Israel cannot do whatever they want to do.
But in the United Nations, there were 140 votes out of the 193 members that don't want to recognize.
So it is not a United Nations decision. It's those in the Security Council who are using their veto to stop Palestinian statehood.
But it's just only 3 states: Norway, Ireland, and Spain.
Yes,
Norway, Ireland, and Spain. that have recognized it. So it's practically, it's you can even say it's UN, not just a United States of America. You can say it's UN.
No. When Gabon, Togo, and Cote d'Ivoire recognized Biafra, it gave Biafra a statehood. So yes, so they all need to get people to support them for their statehood, and it is good. It's actually a brave step from those from Irish, Spain, and the other country to have taken that step to recognize Palestine as a state, so that all the nonsense that the US and Israel are perpetrating on the Palestinians will come to stop. We have a serious humanitarian crisis.
But we should look at the effects. We should look at the effects this Palestinian being a state might have, and presently in the Gaza Hamas war, ongoing war. We should look at it.
You don't want Palestine to have a state.
Listen to this. Listen to this. No, listen to this. Listen to this. You see, what happened is this: we have emotionalized this so badly. Okay, whereby I do understand the two sides of the story. Okay. But the bottom line to it is this: to for these three nations to say, okay, Palestine is we are voting for you to become a state. They have forgotten what is really happening in Palestine. Palestine is not stable, and it's not because of anybody else. It's an internal squabble in leadership. They have been looking for a proper leader who will lead them. Now, because if Palestine, which used to be what Israel was called in the first place, in Palestine, or these people right now, they have a stable government. It would be easy to give them a state. But I can guarantee you right now, if that is taking place, you will see an internal squabble that will deteriorate the state fare of that place. In Palestine,
who is to afford them a state? Who is to give them a state?
Listen,
on what conditions do they have to have a stable government before they? What has the US? Go ahead. You have been saying a lot. So I wanted to stop you.
What you need to understand. Look at what's happening in Haiti today. External influences because of what? Instability in their government. That's why you see Kenya, you see US, and all those nations. You cannot
instability in Haiti has been generated by the US and French influence. Instability, it is US and France meddlesomeness in Haiti that has caused them to be unstable. Right beside Haiti is the Dominican Republic, very stable and have not been there because they have not accepted any meddlesomeness from the US and France.
We'll come to Haiti very soon. But anyway,
sorry, Mark. Mark. Just one question.
Yes.
What has been the scam that the US and Israel have been perpetrating all these years about the two-state solution? Why don't you now want to give Palestine the state that you promised them? You have been talking about two-state solution.
They cannot have a state yet. They want to have a foothold in Jerusalem, which they cannot. They cannot. They want their headquarters to be in Jerusalem, which cannot be. So why all the 10 nations can actually try to give them a statehood, but it's not going to work. Take it to the bank.
Anyway,
Ireland. You don't have to go. Which bank? Which bank do you want us to take? Which bank?
In the European Union, these three countries have now said they recognize Palestinian statehood. Let's move on, guys. In Mexico, far away Mexico, close to George, South America, something also happened yesterday. Let's see a clip of what happened. Okay, what you're seeing there, viewers, what you're seeing there, gentlemen, is a stage collapse as election campaign rally was going on 9 people died, but numbers are increasing this morning. So far, 125 people also injured. The wind came very hard, and that stage collapsed. It was a political election that was going on, rally, and that happened at the northern part of Mexico. Tragedy, big tragedy. 9 people plus a child, and many people, 121, like I said, injured. Let's talk about precautions at rallies and political rallies. Most times we see this thing play out. It happens in Nigeria, it happens in Africa. Rally will be going on, stage will fall off, people will fall, people will break their wound, them hurt themselves. George, this one happened close to you. Did you see that news yesterday?
Yeah, I saw the news. It's very, very unfortunate. Condolences to those that lost their loved ones. These things, they do happen, and it's because of the speed under which some of these places are put together. Without consideration to the weather, the weather that might be coming. So I think it was the weather condition that brought about the destruction of that stage.
Yes.
People. Well, I don't know. This is Mexico. I'm not going to say whether it was a sabotage. I'm not sure. I think it might have been the act of nature. Because when things like this happen, they call it the act of God. No, this is the act of nature. So it's very, very sad that a lot of people died and so many injured.
Yeah, so many injured. So it was a presidential candidate called George Oliveira's. George Oliveira's party is called Citizens Movement Party, and he was caught up in this situation. While we're talking about Mexico, let's welcome our man, Dr. Godwin Ibe, Moscow, Russia. Dr. Godwin, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Few minutes at a time, but it's better late than never, like they say. So, guys, that's the sad one from Mexico. Let's now go to other stories making round. We have something interesting again from that part of the world, South America. We just talked of Haiti. Kenyan official just arrived Haiti. It's ahead of a planned security mission, they called it. And what the Kenyan president Ruto said is Kenyan deployment will break the back of Haiti gangs. He was giving these words like he's very sure what he was saying, meeting with American President Biden right there at the White House. This was his assurance to Biden that they are going in and they will break the back of all Haiti gang. Now, gentlemen, what can small Kenya do to Haiti? And how come there is this relationship? I think it's some kind of diplomatic relationship or something between Haiti and Kenya. So, Godwin, let's hear from you. Let's start with you. Kenya is in Haiti, and we know what is happening in Haiti. Now, the president, Ruto, was speaking on the State House visit to Biden yesterday, and he gave this assurance that they are going in and they are going to stop all the gang fights. Criminals, he said, will not have any more status. It's going to be real blow for blow. The president of Kenya was assuring Biden. And what we also had is Biden administration has been looking for a country that will take the lead, so that they won't say like Raji just said, they won't say it is always American forces in everybody's country, So now they are using the Kenya to go into Haiti and see if there could be an intervention in the country. So Godwin, tell us what do you know about this?
I would like to say this is one of the unwisest things. Let me not use the word foolish, but the most unwisest thing I've heard coming from Africa in a long time, very, very long time. So for whatever reason or whatever he's taking in or consuming that other people like me are not consuming, that makes him swell to the point where he thinks that Haiti, that is a neighbor of America that has $700 billion annual military budget, are not able to resolve. But him that has the infrastructure problems, security problems, and lots of problems would go to American backyard and break the bone of what $700 billion annually isn't interested in solving or isn't able to solve either one of the two. It's actual foolishness, and I think like it's not like he's plucking money or he has the benefit of seniorage like the Americans to print dollars the way he wants. This is coming at the expense of Kenya taxpayers, people who are struggling to meet their bills, people who are struggling. There's still a large gap between the rich and the poor. And a lot of people in Africa are still living on less than $1 a day. I mean, families, not individual families, living less than $1 a day. And then you take hard-earned tax you get from these struggling people, and you travel all along around the Atlantic Ocean, across the Atlantic Ocean to another continent to go and break the back of gangs. I think it's stupid. Actually, there's nothing else I can say. It's unfortunate and very stupid.
It's unfortunate.
Yes. May I come in?
Come in.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think that silly expedition has been funded by Kenyan taxpayers. I think the whole thing is bankrolled by the U.S. government.
The lives of the Kenyans, right?
Yeah, just the lives of the Kenyans. Expendable lives of the Kenyans.
Youths.
And I don't even understand the confidence that the Kenyan president has in going to an unknown terrain to go and break the backbone of people who have been immersed in that situation and who know the terrain much more than he can even imagine.
Now, very good, Raji and Godwin. The question we ask is: has Kenya ever intervened in any of such conflict before, and intervened and succeeded? So, I mean, why is he, like Godwin put right, using taxpayers' money, even if he's been bankrolled? There's some measure of
bankrolled by.
There will be some amount that will come also from the Kenyan government because he stood up to do this.
But it was Kenyan government started this movement before the Americans said that they would support him. He actually started.
No.
Can I add something?
The suggestion was from the Americans. The suggestion was from the Americans, and they proposed it to him. And he
remember that actually there is this diplomatic, very close one between the two countries. Remember, the Haitian president traveled to Kenya.
He went there to ask for help because of what was going on by barbecue. So when he went there to ask for help, that was when they decided about this 1,000 foot soldiers or police officers who is going back in there. You see, one of the major problems that is in Haiti is that their military were dissolved. So it doesn't matter really what kind of ammunitions they are supposed to be having. Their military was dissolved, and there was no really, what you saw there was only police officers that were manning the whole entire place for a long time. And now, so when he went there to ask for help was simply because the people from Haiti are resenting the influence of France and America in their country. Most of their leaders, they believed, were not elected leaders. They were appointed leaders by these nations. They were influenced to put them there because they felt that they were, friendly to them to get the resources in the nation. So that has been the problem that they were having. So right now, I know for sure in my heart, that's my own opinion, that the influence of what is happening there and this state visit is simply because of Haiti. And it's because of American interest in Haiti. So whether it's America refused to appoint any military soldiers to go there because they don't want to show their face as being the ones that are in front. But behind, they are fueling everything. That's what I believe. Because this is the first time, think about it, they are receiving a state visit from an African nation. And whatever that was promised to this man made him to spend $1.5 million of the nation in a Kenyan people's tax-paying money to travel to the U.S. renting Airbus and all those type of things. So it must be something that was promised him, and what gave him the impetus to come out and say we will crush, the rebellion in that place is simply because of the promises that were made behind. That's all it is. That's giving the impetus to come out and boldly say, he said, we will support you, we will give you money, but that money is not going to be open. It's not going to be coming out, and people are saying, oh, this is the money that was given for, forces to go into Haiti. But America is going to fund it.
Sorry, concerning historical record, Kenya has been involved in war in Somalia. They joined forces with United States, United Kingdom. They've been fighting this war since 2011.
Okay.
The war is not over since 2011. That is how many years now? Over 13 years. No result. No, they haven't won. And they have no history of the only time they won is maybe when they were fighting this SLDF in Mount Elgon insurgency. That's like 2005, 2008, right? Very mean. They have no even historical record or track record of winning wars, especially when it could involve a possible state actor.
Okay.
It's really
neither has America won any war outside its territory.
Okay, Godwin, you came a little bit late. We would have wanted some updates. We're hearing from you from your corner. But guys, let's go to one concluding news before we break off today. It's on the Binance issue. Is really funny. We had yesterday the executive of the Binance, that money laundering case. He slumped while facing laundering and terrorism charges. Now, that reminds us of what happened with our man, Pondi. You all remember Pondi?
Yes, NDDC man, yes.
Yes, thank you, Raji. So that's the NDDC MD that slumped during the House of Rep committee interrogation.
Rather than answer question, that's another way of taking. I'm taking the fifth. I'm taking the fifth. Let me go to sleep. So this our young man also did similar thing yesterday. So we are wondering if he's copying some moves.
Exactly.
He's seen the video. He has seen the video. So.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. What do you expect? This was what we said earlier when we started. I said people will always get the kind of government they deserve. This man, remember when we spoke about this man earlier? I said Binance cannot do what they did in Nigeria without Nigerians and who are in power aiding them. They can't. Do you understand? Now, he has said things and people have educated him. I forget that thing. When you get there, do this. Remember when they were calling him, he sat there, he didn't say anything. Before his lawyer now went to give him aid, as they were trying to help me to come out, he slumped. These are planting. People have been doing it and they've used it to get away. So he did it and he will get away with it too. I'm just laughing at this country. They're just making a jest of us, honestly.
In Rome, you dress like the Romans. On stage, in a circus, you dress like the clowns.
So that's it.
So he brought back to us what our man did. They told him this is the time now. If you want to get away with the situation, just pass out and you go away. All right, guys. Thank you all for coming. Godwin, you came late. We wanted some update from your corner, but it's okay.
Next time, it's okay.
Next time. So, Sir George, happy birthday once again. Thank you all, Raji. Thank you, BD. Thank you, Godwin. You guys make this network real buzz with, strong, quick, and we appreciate everything everybody brings. So until we come again, viewers, this has been SSM Friday World Affairs, and we see you next week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Have a nice weekend.